JD Vance ran up on Kamala Harris, and she didn't have anything to say.
Senator, did you see the vice president?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
I just wanted to check out my future plane, but I also wanted to go say hello to the vice president and ask her why Kamala Harris why does she refuse to answer questions from the media? And I also thought that the press gaggle following her might get a little lonely. I at least have enough respect for you all and for the American people you report to come and talk to you and to answer some questions. And so I thought her reporters might actually benefit from that as well. So had a little bit of fun. I don't think the vice president waved at me as she drove away, but I'm glad to have done it. And I'm glad to be here in Wisconsin actually trying to persuade people to vote for us as opposed to just giving another scripted speech. Questions?
You did see the vice president.
I saw her car. I did not see the vice president. The windows are tinted.
Everybody's talking about why Kamala Harris is making the decision not to speak to the media, even though she wants everyone's vote for president. I'm at a certain age now where I've seen many election cycles, but I've never seen a candidate not speak to the media. Most candidates are looking for every camera they can find so they can get their message out. And at this point, nobody really knows what she stands for. If you're still watching this video right now, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Mr. Wilson's Got a Headache podcast. I'm your host, Dennis the Menace. Check this out.
Did you get to speak with her? So you didn't get to speak to her?
I did not speak to her. No, I think she was trying to get the hell out of there as quickly as possible. But I did speak to a lot of the press gaggle following her.
Do you think it's effective to essentially tail her trail the rest of this week or during this week as well?
Well, clearly we think it's effective because we're here, right? I mean, look, there are 6 or 7 states that are going to decide the entire election. We think it's important to get out there and to talk to people to make the best case that we can. And obviously there's an element of, especially local media is going to cover her because she's the vice president and the presumptive nominee. So we think it's important to have a counter narrative here, and importantly to drive home this point that she has been a dangerous radical. She has pursued very far left policies, from defunding the police to opening the American southern border to increasing the price of housing and groceries on Americans. This happened because of her policies, and I think it's important that the American people actually know that. And again, I really can't believe she's been the presumptive nominee for 17 days, and she hasn't taken a real question from reporters.
In that clip, you saw JD Vance's plane on the same tarmac as Kamala Harris's plane. He walked over to her trying to speak to her to ask her why she wasn't speaking to the media. Of course, because she's the vice president, he couldn't get access just because he wanted to. So after that, he walked over to the media and he began to answer questions. For me, Kamala Harris looks very scared right now. She looks like she's trying to avoid talking to the media. At this current point, Democrats don't even know her policy. But if you go to Trump's website, you can see his entire agenda on his website. So then you can make an informed decision as to whether you support him or not. Now, a lot of people are saying that she's going to let everybody know at the DNC, but I personally believe that the American people deserve a chance to hear what this woman has to say.
Fair is fair. Fair is fair to independents out there. Fair is fair to conservatives and Republicans out there. There's certain things that we have to hold both sides to. Now, Joe Biden stepped aside as the presumptive Democratic nominee on July 21st. Okay? Now I'm going to look at this right now. I'm looking at my calendar because I just want to make sure. July 21st was a Sunday. We've had 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 1 day since Joe Biden stepped aside. The only damn place we've seen Kamala Harris is at pep rallies. What's up? Somebody got to say something. And it can't just be the conservatives. Right is right. I'm talking to my sister here. Come on now. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. You got my vote. You running for the presidency of the United States of America. What you hiding for? And I mean hiding in plain sight. Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say it. Now, you can't be running for the presidency of the United States. Not one single press conference, not one single one-on-one sit-down interview where somebody gets to question you about the questions that we ask. That's not fair. That's not fair. And if you're a conservative and you out there lambasting her for it, ridiculing her for it, trying to torment her for it or whatever. It is perfectly within your right to do so. All of you anti-conservatives out there, shut the hell up. That's a valid point. It ain't valid to bring up a blackness or an Indian heritage and to try to point to things of that nature. That's nonsense. But to ask her about her record, because she is attached to the Biden record, is definitely apropos, especially when you were bragging about the record.
For me, it seems to be that she cannot separate herself from the Biden administration because she's a direct member of the Biden administration. So she has to take credit for the economy and everything else. And speaking of that, her voting history supports that she is a direct member of the Biden administration. Check this out.
I just, maybe I'm old fashioned, but as the person who's asking the American people for the awesome honor and responsibility of being their vice president, I think I ought to have to go before the American people and make the case for why I deserve to have that job. And I think it's disgraceful that Tim Walz and Kamala Harris are running from every media interview, running from every reporter. They refuse to respect the American people enough to stand before them and actually ask them for their vote. So I think we ought to do as many debates as we possibly can. I know the President Trump has invited Kamala Harris to do 3 debates. She's only agreed to 1. Tim Walz, I guess we agreed to do a debate on October 1st, but CNN, not exactly friendly to me, much more left-wing than almost any other media station. CNN wants to do a debate in mid-September. And I said, yes, absolutely, because the American people deserve it. And one final point about this. Look, the Harris campaign is not running a political campaign. They're trying to produce a movie. She never stands before the American people without a script. She never talks to voters unless a teleprompter is right in the middle of them. This is not a person who we should trust to sit in a private room with Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin and the leaders of America's, whether they're adversaries or friends. If you are afraid of a friendly media, and the media has been very friendly to Kamala Harris, then how can we possibly trust you to represent us on the world stage? The answer is we can't, which is why we ought to fire Kamala Harris, not give her a promotion.
Now, she can say whatever she wants to say, but she can't erase her voting record. She was the tie-breaking vote for many things that most Americans don't support. We didn't see Hillary Clinton run from her record. We didn't see Barack Obama run from his record. We didn't see Joe Biden run from his record. We've never seen a candidate hide from the media and not explain themselves to the American people. I did a video last week that was talking about Tiffany Henry. Go check that one out. It's on my page. One of the things that I said was that you can't expect a person to be different than who they've always shown you they are. So in these moments, we're seeing exactly how Kamala Harris is going to handle herself, even if she's president. And to be honest with you, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that the Democrats pushed the candidate to everybody that none of us got a chance to vote over. I'm not just talking about her being implanted as the presidential candidate. I'm talking about during the primaries for the Democratic Party. There were other people who wanted to run, and the only person we got a chance to talk about was Joe Biden. Even though Joe Biden is absolutely experiencing cognitive decline. And the fact is, no matter how emotional you are on the other side of this camera, Kamala Harris lied to us for years about Joe Biden's mental state. I'm not gonna just get in line because somebody else told me to. I have eyes, ears, and senses for a reason. So I can look at what's happening and make my own determination. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do, irregardless of what you think about it. Yeah, you, the person fussing at the screen right now. But right now, the Democratic Party is looking horrible. And I remember a Democratic Party that was much more organized and much more reputable. I hate it for the younger generation who's only seeing this and thinks that this is normal. This is not normal. This is brand new. Imagine you were in a relationship with somebody, and every time you guys got into a small argument, this person shut down, didn't talk to you, got missing, stayed out all night. It's the same thing that Kamala Harris is doing right now. She's running, she's not communicating effectively, and it doesn't look presidential. It makes her look like she's not prepared for the weight of the presidency. I'm not a closed-minded person, so I want to hear what you think about it. If you have something to contribute to this conversation, some reason why I'm not seeing things right, the comment section is open. In my comment section, if I see someone being disrespectful, I will delete your comment and block you. I'm only looking for adults who can have an intelligent conversation based on facts and not emotions. If you think you can handle that, I'll meet you in the comment section. Like always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video.